series. Shh, I know you're excited. It's cool. It's cool. We're doing this series called Friends, and I cannot wait for this series. So here's a question. If you want to finish this statement, please raise your hand because I'm gonna bring the mic over to you. So finish this statement for me, okay? You know you are friends when. Okay, all right. Here we go. Okay, you know you're friends when.
You literally go everywhere at school with them.
Any high schoolers? You know you are friends when. All right, Diego, Gara. All right, Diego. I got you. Here we go.
When you comfortably fart in front of them.
Does he do that, Vanessa? Yeah. She wasn't very excited about that. All right, Faith. You know you are friends when. And you're over their house every day. Oh, this guy's like following me. All right, Daniel. You know you're friends when.
Your birthday's August 23rd.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. So let's move on. And so let's go over here. We got any sixth graders that can answer this question for me? You got any sixth graders? All right. What's up, Gia? You know you are friends when.
You take showers together.
All right, let's move on. Let's just avoid that whole subject. You got one. All right, last one. Sorry, guys. All right, Ryan. You know you are friends when.
You see them walk out of a public porta potty.
You see them walk out of a public porta potty. All right, has to be the very last one, Brody. The very, very last one. You know you are friends when.
You play the Fortnites.
You play the Fortnites. By the way, look me up on Xbox One, the Brown Mamba 28. Just saying. So, here we go. I'm just gonna be pretty vulnerable with you tonight. I'm gonna be pretty vulnerable with you tonight. You're gonna hear some stories that maybe some of you know. Junior high. Some of you may know already if you're close to me. Others of you may not know. This story you probably do know, to be honest. But in this story, I want to share with you that my best friends, besides the people that work here, my best friends as I've gone through college and high school are my college friends. My college friends by far. A lot of them played soccer with me, or I played soccer with them. And I would answer this question. You know you are friends when you do dumb things together. Yeah. Right? Right? Like, you know you're friends when you break your best friend's arm. You know you're friends when that happens, you know? And so, not that anyone in here has done that, Kate Johnson. And so, he's behind. All right, but I've done some pretty dumb things. I probably shouldn't tell you this, but I'm going to, don't do this, okay? Okay, like, me and my friends were in college. We were on the third floor of the dorms, and we told one of our friends, who happened to be a girl, to come over here, and we dumped her with a bucket of water 3 different times on the same day. That wasn't very nice. Don't do that. That's pretty bad. What's some other things I've done? What's some other things? I remember one time me and my friends, we put like black ski masks over ourselves and dressed in all black, and so we had this friend, and we tackled him. He was pretty big, so it took more than one of us, like 10 of us, and so we tackled him. We put him in the bed of a truck, and we drove off into the woods. In the woods, and we tied him to a tree. Don't do that! And we left him there. Don't do that! Like, we untied him later. But, like, don't do that. That's not cool. Like, for real. That's not cool. Like, me and my friends, we, in college, it's crazy. When you go to a Christian university, sometimes you have a curfew. So me and my friends, what we did was, we were late to curfew, and campus security caught us. And so we were trying to hide behind cars so that they wouldn't see us. And this guy was driving in a circle. I don't know if you ever met a guy that takes his job way too seriously. This was the dude. And so this is what happened. He got up. He got out of his car. He's like, "You three, get over here now." And we get it over, and he's giving us this big lecture. And one of my friends farted and said safety, and we all started laughing. I got fined for that, but I'm just saying. I've done some pretty dumb things. Don't do those things, but I've done some pretty dumb things. And then there's my college roommate. I have a picture of him. My college roommate, he's probably one of my best friends. This is Anthony Laycock. He is a youth pastor in Baltimore, Maryland. And me and him are tight. I call him to this day, and we talk all the time. And so I remember Anthony's married, adopted a kid, adopting another kid from India. I think that's my influence. But because I'm Indian. Okay. And so he did all this stuff, right? And one day he comes into the dorms, like classes are over, and he calls me by my last name. So my last name's Varghese. So he's like, "Yo, Varghese, I gotta tell you something." And he was in a relationship at this time. And he goes, "I saw a girl today, and she's perfect for you. She's a girl version Jason Varghese." Hey, listen, Varghese, listen to me. You know, I know you're a junior and she's a freshman, but listen, she's I think she'd be perfect for you. She's girl version Jason Varghese. You know what my response is? "Oh, really? Because she's short, brown, has glasses? That means we're perfect together?" He's like, "Yeah, kind of. I mean, seriously." And so I was like, what the heck? So I went to National Youth Convention this year in Houston, Texas. Some of you went with me. And yeah, there we go, some people. Thanks, Nevaeh. And so Colin saying nothing. That's cool. And so we went National Fine Arts, National Youth Convention. We went to Houston, Texas. And most of my buddies from college were there. Anthony was there. And I go, "Oh, thanks." And I go, hey, Tony. Do you remember that time where you tried to set me up with that girl just because she was Indian? "Oh, yeah." He goes, "Oh, yeah, dude. Sorry about that. She was crazy." And so I was like, "Man, what?" For me, you know you're friends when your friends try to set you up. That's what happens for me. I mean, just ask Pastor Steve. He does it all the time. And so here's the crazy. I know we're laughing and having a good time, but why friendship? Why should I choose friendship? Why? I wanna share with you why. First thing why we should choose friendship is God believes in friendship. God believes in friendship. He knew that this world, some may call a road trip, aka our weekend message series. Some may call a road trip, others may call a journey. He knows life isn't easy alone. It isn't easy alone. And we need friends. We need friends to walk with us and journey through this thing called life. Check out what Proverbs says here. Proverbs says this: "Walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with the fools and get in trouble." Ecclesiastes 4 says this: "Two people are better than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person fails, the other can reach out and help. But someone who falls alone is in real trouble." God recognized that we need friends. In fact, God created friendship. God created friendship. In fact, you were created to have friendship. You were created for friendship. I mean, check it out. In the very beginning, in Genesis chapter 2, when God created everything, and he created man, and he looked at man probably with a receding hairline like I have right now. Don't worry. You can laugh at that. Like, I'm a realist. It's cool. I'm at that point in life, right? Who was that?
Oh, no.
All right. I got you. And so he looked at man and he said, "Hey, listen, it's not good for man to be alone." And a lot of people take that, and it's not bad, And it's true. A lot of people take that in the confines of marriage, right? That's why he provided a helpmate, right? That's why he provided, as my mom would call, a suitable helper, right? That's because she asked me if I have found a suitable helper yet, like every day. So, and she ruins it because this is the ADD coming out. She ruins it, right? Because like she'll say all these really nice things about me, and then the very last thing, hey, have you settled down and found a suitable helper yet? Like, why did you ruin that? Anyways, sorry. Head flashbacks. So a lot of people take that in marriage. Like you'll see if you go to a wedding ceremony. Like I've been to plenty, not mine apparently, but I've been to plenty, right? And so I've been to plenty, and I hear that verse all the time. And I'm going to go a little bit a different route. I believe that God not only created that for the purpose of marriage, but I believe he created that for the purpose of friendship. Because he realized that it's hard to do life alone. It's hard to do life alone. In fact, you were created for this. You were made for this. You were created to have friendship. That's just how we are wired. That's why when a friend hurts us, it cuts deep. And if it's a really close friend, it cuts even deeper because that's the way we are wired. It's not an accident. It's not an accident. It's not by circumstance. It's not by chance. It's not that you slipped and fell into friendship. No, you were created for this. You're created for this. And tonight, we can go in all different directions. But instead of going in the direction of finding good friends for your life, and that's important. The Bible says bad company corrupts good character. It's important to have good friends in your life. It's important to find good people and surround yourself with good people. But instead of going that route, instead of going the route of finding the right friend, I'm going to go into the route of becoming the right friend. Because you can't find the right friend. If you want friendships to last, because here's the reality. People come and go, but friends last a lifetime. And here's another reality. If you want friends to last a lifetime, and you're not a good friend yourself, they're going to leave. They're going to leave. If you want a friends that last a lifetime, that means you have to be a good friend yourself. You have to be a good friend yourself. But how do you do that? I'm going to give you really quickly 4 quick things, okay? 4 quick things. I call it the marks of a good friend. The marks of a good friend. The first mark of a good friend is unconditional love. The first mark of a good friend is unconditional love. See, society tells you friendship comes with conditions. I'm only their friend when I like what they have to say about me. I'm only their friend when they don't bring up conflict, even though it may be best for me. I'm only their friend when I like them. But true friendship, the Bible tells us true friendship is unconditional. It's an unconditional love. That you love them on their best days and you love them on their worst days. You love them when they're likable, and let's be honest, because we're people, you love them when you're like, I don't even like you right now. True friendship is unconditional love. It doesn't come with conditions. When you go to college, I don't know if you get this in high school or junior high yet, but there's this thing called a syllabus, right? And your teachers give you a syllabus, and they say, in order to do well in my class, you have to get to you have to do these things. And sometimes that's how we view friendship. In order to be a friend in my life, you have to never say anything I don't like. You have to always be nice to me. You have to never confront me. You have to do, right? doo-doo. You have to do all this stuff. But true friendship is unconditional love. And the second mark of friendship is consistent presence. Consistent presence. You know what the best thing you can do for your friend is just be there for them. Because life is hard and life is tough. And sometimes, a lot of times we can't do this alone. And there are going to be times where days are great. And there are going to be times where days suck. And we need our friends for support. And we need our friends to walk with us in this journey called life. But it takes them being there. See, your presence is meant for all circumstances. Your presence is meant even when you guys are fighting. Your presence is meant even when they hurt you. Your presence is meant even when you don't like them in this particular moment. You chose to be their friend. And in their time of need, you need to be there for them, just like they would be there for you. And when that happens, there's a trust that is undeniable. And sometimes I think we don't live that out. Sometimes, if I can be perfectly honest with you, there have been moments in my life where I don't live that out. I love what God says to Joshua. He says this when Joshua was insecure, when Joshua was worried about the future, when he is now this leader, the Lord said this to him, "For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." That's the ultimate friend. That whatever you do, wherever you go, my friend is with me. Whatever you do, wherever you go, that's friendship. The third mark of a friend is honesty. It's honesty. It's being honest at all times. A good friend speaks the right words at the right time. And sometimes the right words aren't what your friend wants to hear. But a good friend speaks the right words at all times. A good friend is not afraid to speak up, even when that person doesn't like it. And here, at this crazy journey that we call life, in my short time here on this earth, here's what I've noticed. I know there was a joke over there. Here's what I noticed. That sometimes the hardest thing you can do for your friend is the best thing you can do for your friend. Sometimes having the toughest conversations with your friend, because you know it may hurt. It may sting for a bit, but in the end, it's worth it. It's the best thing you can do for them. Be honest. And the last thing is be selfless. The Bible says this in Philippians chapter 2. It says this: "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourself." And this is what I love the best. "Not looking to your own interest, but each of you to the interest of the others." Janelle, if you could play a little bit, that'd be awesome. Each of you to the interest of others. See, the world says, get what you can. If you don't like what your friend's saying, if you don't like what your friend's doing, get rid of them. Get what you can get out of it. But the Bible says your friend is so much more than someone you hang with. Your friend is so much more than a common interest. Your friend is family. I hope here at GV Youth that you see that. I hope here at GV Youth you see that we try not only for you to connect with the Lord and Jesus, but we try for you guys to connect with one another. Because we want you to develop friendships. And when you develop friendships in here, you're not just someone that goes to church with that person. You're part of a family. part of a community. That's the friendship that I pray that you guys experience. I pray that every day. Because life sucks when you have to do it alone. I'll tell you a story real quick. Almost out of time. I have less than a minute. I'll tell you a quick story. 5 years ago, I was a youth pastor in Pahrump, and Pahrump's about 60 miles from here, and I was driving from, I was crazy. I was driving from Pahrump to Chicago, Illinois. It's like a 3-day trip, and I was in Missouri, and it was raining real hard. I wish I had a picture. This picture would do it justice. And if I had to do it over again, I would have stopped. I would have went to a coffee house and just waited out the really bad rainstorm. But I didn't. It was about 7 o'clock in the morning, Missouri time. And the car in front of me suddenly stopped. So to avoid it, I tried to swerve. But because I tried to swerve, my car flipped over twice. If you see a picture, the hood of my, the top of my car is crushed down. Doctors can't believe that I survived. Friends can't believe that I survived. I should have died. In fact, there was someone in my life that said, and he wasn't joking, but it came off as a joke. He said, man, I think the only reason you survived was you were blessed being short. Right? And I should have died. And I stayed in that hospital room for 3 days. But here's the cool part. That wasn't cool, but here's the cool part. The people that reached out in my life were some of my best friends. When I was recovering, you know who was the first one to call me? Even though I didn't even go to his church? Pastor Steve. Our friendship is more than just that we hang out together. Our friendship is more than just we have a common interest. Our friendship is more than just we're in the same field, and that's what we chose, because our friendship is more like family and more like part of a community. My youth pastor drove from Chicago all the way to Lee Summit, Missouri, in the Kansas City area, just to pick me up and take me back home. My youth pastor growing up did that. Those are the friendships in my life that last a lifetime. And those are the friendships, not that they have to be adults, but those are the friendships that I hope that you gain in your life. It's more than just a person you go to church with. It's more than a person you just raise your hands in the air in the ultimate sign of surrender to God. And those are great things. I'm not knocking those things. Those are great things. It's more than that. It's deeper than that. It's family. It's community. That's what I hope you seek. And these 4 marks, in order to seek that friendship, you need to become a good friend yourself. Show unconditional love. Be consistently present. Be honest with your friends. Be selfless. Let's pray. Lord God, we thank you for this time that we have together. We thank you for this time that you remind us of what the friendships that you are calling us to be. The friendships that you are calling us to have. And it starts with our heart. So God, I ask and I pray that you would help us be the friend. Be a good friend. The friends that we're looking for, we want those people, we want to be that kind of friend to them, to this world. Help us do that, God. In your precious name, amen.